CrossFit programming. Proper warm-up to cool down, why we do what we do, and it's going to give a little kind of technique video to people who don't know proper warm-up and cool down. And the last thing is paleo refreshers. We're getting towards the end of the paleo challenge. This will give you guys an opportunity to get back on the horse if you fell off a little bit. I know some of you guys went to Anderson's and they have milkshakes and cheeseburgers and french fries and all that stuff. Those aren't exactly paleo items. Okay? So, programming. And this is a hard thing for a lot of new people to understand why we're doing what we're doing, and there's a lot of fear involved, and that's completely okay. And the hardest thing that we talked about is coaching through fear. And there was a recent research article published, and it had national attention from NPR News, Times, USA Today, all the big news publications. And it talked about how lifting light weights is just as good for increasing fitness as lifting heavy weights. And this study used 2 groups of untrained men who have never worked out before and put them through a 10-week workout program using one exercise, the leg extension. Leg extension is you're sitting on a machine and your legs have a bar that goes across and you're extending out. Okay, it's a very functional movement. We do this all the time. We're just sitting down and extending our legs for time. Right? So, there's a lot of guys listening to exercise. But we're not going to talk about that exercise selection. And what they did was, they had one group work out using 80% of their 1 rep max only. And they had one group using 30% of their 1 rep max. And what they measured during the time of the workouts was the amount of protein released into the muscle post-workout. And that was the measure of the effectiveness of the exercise. Now, our contentions with this are a few things. Number 1, when you do anything with untrained individuals, the first 6 to 8 weeks is all neurological adaptation. Meaning, everything is getting your body to be more efficient at what's going on through being better at controlling the nervous system, getting the muscles to fire.
You have to overcome these neurological pathways in order to lift a weight heavy. You actually have a reflex that doesn't allow you to lift heavy weights. It's protecting your tendons, it's protecting your muscle belly. And for the first 6 to 8 weeks, you're overcoming that, and then you're seeing strength gains. So everybody always says, oh, I feel like I'm getting better at exercising, but I'm lifting the same weight and I don't feel like I'm getting stronger. But that will come as they continue on through. It'll be that tipping point where they'll start to build strength. So the study is kind of flawed with that, but it's only going that first 6 to 8 weeks.
And it's only using untrained subjects. But no study's perfect. It goes back to, you hear the stories of the woman who lifts the car off of her child. That is her adrenaline overriding that reflex to make it happen. Okay? But the reason why we have that reflex is because we're not used to lifting those loads. Our tendons aren't used to lifting those loads, and that's where the injury will occur. It won't occur in the muscle belly, it will occur in the tendons, which attach the muscle to the bone. So that's why that's there. If you look at someone who's like a Olympic lifter, and that's their job, and you go to do the reflexes, hit their knees and stuff like that, they don't have those reflexes anymore. They dramatically decrease that reflex in their body. They can fire with all of their muscular strength, or a larger percentage of it than an untrained individual. So that part of the study, you're going to see very similar adaptations no matter what you do. If I told you guys to go home and use the shake weight for 3 weeks, it would help you in some way, shape, or form.
Especially if you're someone who's doing nothing.
Everything works for a certain period of time. Okay? Now, the lighter weights versus the heavier weights. The problem is 30% of a 1 rep max on certain exercises is a good thing, and it does work. Jen's deadlift is approximately 300 pounds. 30% of her 1 rep max on a deadlift is about 90 pounds.
So if I was doing a workout like we do, where we do sets of 15, 20, whatever it is, that would count that, that would be 30% of my max.
What they did say, and they kind of just mentioned this as like a little side note hiding in the back, is that when you do that 30% of your 1 rep max, you have to do it to failure.
They say failure is between 25 and 30 reps.
Roughly.
Not for everyone.
It might be more, it might be less. But when a regular person sees lighter weights, they just read the headline. You don't have to spend time reading the entire article. Lighter weights is just as good for fitness as heavier weights. So I'm going to go grab my 4-pound pink weights, and I'm going to do my curl and press and my squats. And you don't have to lift heavy weights. The problem is this. Everyone gets into the same pattern, they do the same stuff over and over again. When you guys would go to whatever X gym it was, BAC, Golds, Bailey's, whatever, and you went at regular times, you see sick of people doing the same stuff over and over again, and everyone's looking the same, no one's changing, no one's getting stronger, no one's different. It's like 517 and on the elliptical. And it's the same all the time. And that's how it is for 90% of people. But no one goes in the gym and says, can you guys just keep me looking like this? They want to get better. They want to get stronger, faster, leaner, lighter.
They don't know what to do.
And they don't know what to do. They think it's easy. I got P90X. All the exercise that I need in the world. Tony Horton's awesome. Yeah, Tony Horton is awesome. Tony Horton's in great shape. He's 55 years old and he's awesome. But you think Tony Horton only does P90X? Do you think Jillian Michaels only does her abs and buns exercises? Okay? These people don't work out like that. They're selling a product.
I mean,
Okay?
look at Bob Barber, the Biggest Loser. He does CrossFit now. He says, this is what I do for my workouts. Oh, maybe I should start giving them to some of the people that I'm training. So, like, even his stuff, he's doing different things than what he's promoting.
So, CrossFit, and what we're doing, is a version of CrossFit, because it's not the same across the board. If you go to CrossFit Buffalo, it's different than what we do here. If you go to Reebok CrossFit One, it's different. Every single gym is different because every single gym is doing different programming. Your programming is dictated by your trainers. Okay? We make up all the workouts. We don't do a lot of the named workouts. We do them occasionally, but we're trying to develop things differently for you guys. Our programming is focused on three things. One, improving all of your posture.
That's important to us.
You should have saw it. That's great. We don't want this. This is bad. This creates more pain. This increases the likelihood of a PT, chiropractor, AT visit, massage therapist, any of those things. I don't want you to have to pay for those.
You're doing this all day long.
Okay.
You're not doing this.
So we do have heavier pulling in our programming. Everything up and open, chin retracted, okay? So that's a big part. Our other thing we want to do is make you guys be able to move better with less pain. No one wants to be in pain.
You might think, oh, I can just fine, trust me. It will add up. You want to have good movement patterns now.
You're never going to realize what you have until you lose it. Okay? And a gentleman here earlier today, he's in fantastic shape, now he's overweight. He's like, man, I just wish I could get back to where I was. He's not even 30. Okay? So until you lose it, you kind of lose, oh, I'm really in good shape. You don't appreciate what you have. So, we want to improve posture, improve your ability to move, and three, we want to make you all into athletes. Everyone who comes and works out here is an athlete. It's not a member, it's not a client, it's not a whatever. You're all athletes. We treat you as we treat athletes. Okay? We selfishly want to become better. So we're only going to do what makes us better. And what's going to make us better is going to be the same stuff that's going to make you guys better. We want all of you to beat us. We want you guys to be better than us at every workout because that means we did a good job. That's our focus.
I made that 10-minute challenge today because I wanted to work out in 10 minutes. And somebody here, it's humanly possible for one of you to do it in 10 minutes, and it's humanly possible for me to do it in 10 minutes. It's all about trying to make you guys better.
Our programming is focusing on those three things. Now, you guys know that when we come in for a workout, we do a skill, a strength, and the WOD. Some gyms only do a strength on some days. Some gyms only do a WOD on some days. Some gyms do a rest day, or they do a mobility day, or they do something different. We have found that this package provides you guys with the most information and the most working ability in an hour. I want you guys to do strength every single day. Every day, because there's so many different things that we can work on. We just did Zercher squats again yesterday. The last time we did them was in March. And I don't know if any of you guys looked back at what we did, but as an example for me, we did 10, 8, 6, 4, 2 of Zercher squats in March. I got up to 225, 255 for 2. I did 275 for 5 yesterday.
So Laura did 125, she did 155.
And she went from 2 to 5. So you guys got to make sure you're going back and looking at that stuff as well to see. If you don't put your stuff on the website, it's only hurting you. Put it on the website. It's a frame of reference. Get the journal. Put it in the journal. Do something with it. So the skill. I try and work on stuff for you guys that you don't want to do. Because I need you to do it because it's going to make you better.
Nobody wants to do a hollow roll. The
Pat. Pat's good at muscle ups. Pat kicks ass at muscle ups. Pat comes in, what does he want to practice? Muscle ups. That's okay, because it makes you feel good. Well, Pat, what do you suck at? Overhead balls. Wall balls and overhead jerks, right? Do you practice those when you come in and start doing muscle ups? No, we don't want to practice the things that make us feel better about ourselves. We want to practice the stuff that makes us feel awesome. If we made every workout have stuff that Pat was good at, Pat would feel great. And then when the open watts came out, Pat would be like, I suck. What the hell? And you get angry at yourself.
Every day, like you do anything.
So when we joke and we say we want to celebrate all of our weaknesses, we do want to celebrate all of our weaknesses. I want to make sure I exploit every single person's weakness. So in their head, they know, you know what? I need to work on that. I need to make sure I'm better at that. And then you focus more on that stuff. And when you're in there warming up, if it's something that you can warm up and do, I want you to do it. Make yourself better.
I want you to say, I'm the best at wall balls. I want you to come in and say, actually, I'm really good at that now, and I'm practicing them, and I hit that target every time. Because that's how you know you actually made your fitness better. When your weaknesses become your strengths. That's what we want.
It's like juggling a bunch of balls. You can only juggle so many. Sometimes they drop, and you have a bunch up in the air. You can't be 100% awesome at everything, but you can get to 80% at a lot of stuff. And that's what we're trying to do. We're not trying to be a master of anything, but we're trying to be good at everything.
Also, during your strengths during a workout, so say you're a really good runner, you should be running very fast. That's not the time to coast and take a rest. During your strengths, you should push even harder, complete them quicker, and get to the things that you're struggling with. You shouldn't be like, oh, I gotta catch my breath because I got pull-ups, so I better do a slow run, come back. It's gonna take you.
I'm going to save myself for
There's no
pull-ups.
saving yourself.
John knows that his pull-ups are his weakness. Busted his ass on the run to make up for his inability to do the pull-ups as well. Don't save yourself. Every workout should be, I'm going my hardest. It's completely different because when you get into a competition, some of you are thinking, I'm never going to do a competition in my life. I'm pretty sure 6 months ago some of you said, I'm never going to do CrossFit. I didn't even know what it was. So don't tell me, I'm not going to do this. Because you'd be very surprised at what you'll end up doing. We have a tendency to make people do crazy stuff. I'm sure some of you have already signed up for the Go Rock Challenge. Okay? So, skill and strength build into this. They might not always be on the same day, but they are going to all work on making things better. Sometimes I want to pre-fatigue you on the strength and go into the WOD and see how you can work.
Example, rope climbs the other day, and then we had the pull-ups and the knees to elbows. Your grip was pretty much shot at that point. So
there's a quiet killer. Get your forearms.
But the next time we have just a pull-up or just a rope climb, you guys are going to be like, oh my god, it's so easy. There's a method behind why we're doing what we're doing.
The WOD. This is kind of traditional CrossFit. The definition of CrossFit is
constantly very high intensity functional movements.
Carried out at cross, rod, time domains. So, constantly very functional movements carried out at a high intensity across broad time domains. What does that mean? Okay. Things that are going to make daily living easier. Functional things. Functional is not 4 Basu balls doing push-ups into a clap and then flipping over onto your back. But the people do call that functional fitness because you're using unstable surfaces. Unstable surface training, just to go on a little tangent, doesn't really translate into sports in real life. Because when are you on an unstable surface? Unless you're a surfer or someone who works out on water, most times you're on a stable surface. If I'm playing football and I go to hit someone, I'm on a stable surface pushing against an unstable surface. I am not on a wobble board catching something stable against the wall. Okay? So people's idea of functional fitness has been skewed into what looks cool and is the hardest looking thing in the world to do.
I'll tell you functional. Every time we do those farmers walks, everyone's like, oh man, the prescribed weight's 40 pounds for the girls. I'm like, really? My baby carrier with my child in one arm is about 35 pounds. I pick it up like this, and I carry it. That's functional. I have to use it every day. I'm like, wow, I can carry this kid anywhere now. I can go around the building with that weight. That's a huge difference. Putting something up on a top shelf, when you do those waiters walks, that's functional.
That is.
All of it. Functional.
Who has never picked up something off the ground? We've all picked up something off the ground. Deadlifts are very functional. you are a little bit older. You might not be thinking this yet, but you want to be able to play with your children, and then you'd like to be able to play with your children's children. You don't want to be the grandma who, come over here, I can't get down there. Oh, come over here, rub my feet. I can't play with you. Okay? You don't want to be in that position. You don't want to have
that kid to be like so fast, like, oh, I can't catch him.
You don't want your limitations to be physical, ever. You want to be able to do everything you want. We have a lot of older athletes here that can do a lot of stuff that puts some of the younger athletes to shame. And it's only going to continue to get more and more that way. Okay? Don't take for granted what you have. So this, that constantly vary. When has it been the same? It won't be the same when we do paleo repeat, but outside of that, it's never the same. It's always varied. Functional movements. Functional movements. Sumo deadlift high pull, box jumps, pull-ups, and running. Okay? They always are things that make things easier. Well, box jumps make going upstairs a joke. You're like, I'll take 6 flights. Watch for time. Go. Sumo deadlift high pull. You're picking that stuff up to put it on the shelf. Okay? Maybe it's with one hand. Pull-ups. Pull-ups are the best. Well, muscle-ups are the best upper body weight exercise, but pull-ups lead into that. It's fun. Jen, once at a wedding, did pull-ups at a wedding in a dress. She was slightly inebriated. But people were impressed that she was doing pull-ups in a dress. So you can always have that in your back pocket, little party tricks. Okay? Pull-ups provide a stable platform to do all of your pushing exercises. And you're working everything to enhance that posture.
It takes 32 muscles to do a pull-up.
Sometimes workouts are short. Sometimes they're 10 to 15 minutes. Sometimes they're really long. Broad time domains. We want to make you guys stronger and through as many things as possible. Okay? So that's why.
A good example is when we went to the competition. We had to pick up those stones. None of us have ever done the stones before. But I was telling them today, well, we've done the zercher squats. We've been down in this position. We've done all different variations on the squats, and now most of us got up the heaviest stone that of any of the girls that did. A lot of us did the 115-pound stone. So it was like, Dennis lifted the heaviest stone for the guys, and it's like, well, we don't ever do that. But this is able to translate because we do things that are so functional. We're able to go into any arena and do movements that we haven't done before and be successful at them.
It's called GPP, General Physical Preparedness. We are preparing you for anything and everything. Zombie apocalypse. Okay? Zombies come, you ready to go. Rule number one, cardio. So, these will always be constantly varied. Some days you're going to see it and you're like, man, that sucks, I don't want to do it. That's the day you should come in. Don't look at the workout, wake up at 4 in the morning, you're like, what's the workout today? And look at it and be like, I don't want to do that, I'm not going. Those are the workouts that are going to help you the most.
And if you look at it and you don't come, that means you back down to the challenge. Shame on you.
If it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. Okay. Sometimes it has heavy weights. Sometimes it's all body weight. Sometimes it's heavy weights and body weight. Sometimes it's all weights. Okay? It's all different stuff. It's always different. It's always challenging. There are an unlimited variety of things that we can put up there.
And something I want to add too, if you're like, oh my God, I did the weight, it's too light, now this workout's not going to do it, go faster. Just because you're not going as heavy doesn't mean you can't move quicker. That's going to up your intensity. Either you're going to lift heavier or you're going to move quicker. You're going to get intensity out of both of those things.
You have 3 ways to make something harder. Increase the load, move faster, and use a greater range of motion. So, say you did a really lightweight, like Jen said. Move faster and use a greater range of motion. You can make it harder.
So I say, if you're just using the cardio, you got to go faster. You go a little lower. All the way up, all the way down. Help yourself.
I mean, we've done front squats and back squats in workouts, and we've done air squats. I'm pretty sure we can make the air squats just as friggin' hard as the barbell squats. All you gotta do is move faster and deeper. Touch your butt to the ground.
Who likes to move faster than anything? Fast.
So, those 3 ways you can always change things. Always. Keep that in mind during the workouts. Because if you're like, man, I didn't use the prescribed way. Listen, prescribed is just what we would ideally like you to get to.
You have to make yourself
don't try and muscle through a weight that's heavier and hurt yourself. We are trying to balance two things, technique and intensity. If your technique is perfect, the load is too light. If your weight is too heavy, your technique will suffer. We've all seen some very sloppy movements, and we turn it into the bench press instead of a jerk or a press above our head. That is not safe. I don't care how much weight you can lift. I mean, it's cool when you do something that you haven't done before, and I'm very proud of you, but I don't really care about the number. I care that you're getting stronger in a safe manner. You're getting faster in a safe manner. Do not sacrifice your body to get that one extra thing. Now, in a competition, the rules are different. All of that goes out the window in a competition, because your goal in competition is to win. That's completely different.
I mean, most people go to compete, right?
This is practice. Perfect practice makes perfect. Practice it the best you can. Do the best form you can, but technique and intensity.
You want to ride that fine line as long as you can. Because what's going to happen is you want to be at the point where your form's breaking down a little bit, but you're using enough weight where you're still in control and you're not hurting yourself. Okay, and that's the line you want to ride.
When you go home, Google bad CrossFit or like horrible form CrossFit. You'll find plenty of videos. Okay, you'll see a lot of bad stuff going on. We don't want that. Okay.
That's why we're so hard on you guys all the time.
Exercise is about pursuit of perfection, and once you get remotely close to that perfect thing, you gotta make it harder. Always. Otherwise, you stay stagnant. You do not get better. This is not technique. This is not a dance class where you are judged on form and technique. This is do the best you can, move the most you can, do the most work in the least amount of time. That's what it's about. Okay? So, when we're talking about this stuff, and our programming, that's our expectations from you guys. That's what we're expecting to see. That's what we want to help you with. And you guys to challenge yourselves with. If you have the time, and you wake up in the morning, depending on what time you're coming to do the workout, you don't know what something is, Google it. Look up the videos. Prepare yourself. Be prepared for class so that you are not... Can you show me that again?
It'll help you. Watching other people do it helps you actually do.
Or they think that every time you have a bar here, it must get pressed above your head. Not doing the front squat. Pay attention to the movements. Know the movements. We repeat a lot of the movements in different sequences.
Also, when you partner up, watch what your partner's doing. If you're like, man, every time Laura goes, she gets 1,000,000 reps. She's the best squatter I've ever seen. I'm never going to get there. Watch what she does and use it. Say, how is she moving faster? Let me see how she's moving. Maybe I can incorporate that into what I'm doing. Watching each other is going to help.
Any questions about what we do with the program and stuff like that? Concerns, outcries, we don't do enough of this, we do too much of this.
Anything you'd like to see that we haven't done?
I didn't talk about this real quick. Why we do the heavy weights? We do heavy weights for a few reasons. One, let's increase bone density. That way we don't have osteoporosis, osteopenia, bad stuff like that. Two, we want to stimulate as many muscle fibers and motor units as possible. Okay? Carl taught us in exercise science, and he always taught us about show versus go. We want to work the go muscles, and we want to make them faster and stronger so that you all can move faster and be stronger. Those light weights aren't going to stimulate as many motor units. They're not going to recruit as many fibers. Okay?
Give an example of show muscles.
Show muscles. What does every guy want to do when they go to the gym? Chest and buys. It's every day. You go to BAC, they have 12 benches and tons of dumbbells to do curls in. You know how many BAC Suburban? They have 3 squat racks. They have like 7 benches. That's not good. Okay? We have 6 squat racks, and we don't even use the 2 benches. We use the benches for what they're using for right now. They're just sitting on it. Okay? So, there's a disproportionate usage of equipment and those types of things. But those muscles that make you stronger and faster. For example, when we do heavy deadlifts and then we go run a mile, guess what happens? People run miles real fast. That's when we set our PRs. That's when we do really good. Why? We're priming those muscles to work and fire. We're pre-activating the glutes and the hamstrings. And guess what makes you propel faster? Glutes and hamstrings. Okay? So, again, methods of the madness. When we tell you friends don't let friends lift light weights, it's funny, but it's true. Don't lift light weights. Do your best. Don't lift what, if Jen can clean 300 pounds, and I can only clean 200, and Jen has 300 on the bar, I'm going to say, Jen, we need to take some weight off. We're here to work out.
And you're both here, and your equally is important. Whoever's partner you're doing.
No one has precedence.
No.
I don't care if it's me or Jen working out. If we're doing something stupid and hogging a bar or whatever,
Say,
you don't have a freaking bar.
we all get a turn.
Okay? So, we're here to work out. So if you change the weights, consider it extra.
Also,
It's complimentary.
do not take your friends reps that they didn't earn. Like I had no repetitions today, 4 or 5 times. I'm a nice person. I feel real bad because she's trying hard, and it's hard for me as a coach sometimes to no rep someone who's trying, but her chin wasn't above the bar. If I me no repping her, she's going to get stronger. By me letting her do it wrong, I'm actually being a worse person for her. So you really want to make sure. Don't tell someone they're doing a good job and it's not good. It's kind of mean, but you got to be mean.
So proper warm-up and cool-down is the next thing we're going to talk about. This is more for newer people that haven't been here before, that don't know the old warm-up that we did. We took out the old warm-up so we had more time to work on all of these things. And we see that many people were coming in early, so we were like, you know what, let's just have good people do their warm-up in the small gym, and we will do concentrated movements on some of the stuff. We'll work on the skill, it'll develop everything, kind of more time to do this stuff. But we know that some of you guys don't do all the stuff you're supposed to do, or you don't have enough time. But we want you to understand why we want to have a good warm-up, why we want to have a good cool-down. Really, this is about your health and keeping your health and having less injuries. So when we talk proper warm-up, it is not come in, sit down, and let's start stretching. Okay? That's what everyone does. That's what you do. You stretch before you work out. That's what you're supposed to do. No, you're not. Never, ever, ever stretch a cold muscle. And you might be thinking, well, it's 70 degrees outside, so it's not that cold, so I guess I'm fine.
A muscle that has not been activated in the movements that you're about to perform. Do not stretch a muscle to death.
Well, why is that?
Because you will stretch the ligaments, the joint capsules, versus the actual muscle when it's cold. So
what is that?
I'm not trying, that means that you're not actually going to get any looser. You're actually going to possibly create some damage in the joints. You don't want to stretch them. Those are the things that we want to be strong and tight. We want our joint capsules holding everything in. So we want to actually stretch the muscle belly. So you're going to do that when it's warm.
By stretching the tendons, ligaments, and capsules of the joint, we decrease force production of the muscles. That means we make the muscles weaker. It also increases likelihood of injury.
So with that combination,
There is no positive benefit occurring there. That doesn't mean you can't stretch before the workout. Just don't make the stretch the first thing you do. So what we recommend instead is the dynamic warm-up. We're going to run through it really quickly. Jen's going to demo all the exercises that we normally do. For the new people watching at home, practice, okay? So we have high knees in place. Jen's going to come up, she's bringing up those knees nice and high. She's not doing anything extravagant. She's going to do 10 to each side. Everything's going to be 10s, and then we're going to move on. She's going to go out to the sides. She's not going to do all 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. Opposite arm, opposite leg. She's going to reach up nice and high. Her goal is to keep her back flat, chest tall. If she can't touch her toe, she does not want to lean forward to make it happen. She's then going to widen out her feet. She's going to go opposite arm to opposite leg, reaching down. All the way down, all the way up, her legs stay straight, her back is flat, core is tight and active. She did her 10, she's going to go forward lunge with rotation. When she steps forward and down, she rotates toward her front leg, she steps back up, alternates forward to the other leg. Again, everything's 10 on each side. She's then going reverse lunge, overhead reach. The leg that goes back is the arm. Stays tall, she gets a little bit of a lean back, kicking that hip flexor. Remember, this is all going to be available online, so if you don't get all of these things, don't worry. Next, she's going to turn her face. You guys should go to a curtsy squat. Her shoulders, chest, hips all face forward. She's dropping down to the side, hitting that lateral aspect of her IT bands, sides of her thighs. Next, she's going to everyone's personal favorite, 4-part squat. Feet are a little wider than shoulder width apart. It is 4 distinct movements. It takes stretch down, a drop of the hips, arms come up nice and tall, and you stand back up. It's beautiful. Fantastic. It's one of our best warm-up exercises. From there, she does her arm circles. She has 20 small forward and backwards, 12 large forward and backwards. Large ones, real high. Reach for the cookie jar. Okay? Don't show us some mad arm circles. That, I don't know what that is. Okay, those aren't good. But that's what we all want. Okay? Next, we're going to go to walkout. On the walkout, we ideally want feet together, legs stay straight the entire time. We had to implement a Burkett pendulum to make sure people kept their legs straight. She reaches down, she walks all the way out to a push-up position or further. She doesn't do a push-up, and then she walks all the way back in, she stands back up. And she's going to do between 10 and 15 of those. If she can't do it with her feet together, she widens her feet out. It makes it a lot easier. She comes all the way back in and up. And then lastly, we have pistols. Pistols are 5 on each side. Those are single leg squats. Don't mess up for the camera. Don't mess up for the camera. Down and up. Excellent. Now, if you could do those on your own, you could grab onto something and go all the way up. And all the way up. Excellent. That is what we recommend as a general dynamic warm-up. It takes 6 to 8 minutes, depending on how much you want to stop and talk. Or how fast you go. It can take less than that. You probably do about
That's okay.
Now, after you did your warm-up, say your warm-up was just jumping jacks. That would work fine. You did high knees and jumping jacks, you moved everything around. Then you could go into some gentle stretching. Some of you have hip mobility issues. So say you did your warm-up, right? And now what we would do is actually, stand there. What we see with the hip mobility issues a lot is tight adductors, tight glutes, or weak, not firing glutes. So we have 2 stretches you guys can use for that. A frog stretch or a butterfly stretch. The frog stretch works better. It's not as comfortable. When you do the frog stretch, your knees and feet are in a straight line. Your hips and knees are in a straight line. Your shoulders are over your elbows, and you are relaxing in this position. Now, Jenna has really good hip mobility. She can get down low in her squat. A good thing to do before this, say you're really, really tight, is to do an adductor foam roll and then come into this. When you come out of this stretch, you come forward and out. When you're holding that stretch, as things relax, you may want to wiggle out a little bit further. Okay? You may not want to wiggle out further, but you're able to. That's going to help the stretch. And you'll find if you have hip mobility issues, you go and do that, and then you go and drop into your squat. You're like, oh, I can get a lot lower now. Okay? Or you can do butterfly stretch. Doesn't work as good for those of you who have very tight adductors. Okay? Doing both is absolutely fantastic. Those are big things we see. Also, shoulder issues. See a lot of people say, oh, my shoulder hurts when I do X, my shoulder hurts when I do Y. We have all the foam rollers, the cross balls, and tennis balls for a reason. Take 5 minutes, go online, educate yourselves with the shoulder savers that we put up there. Look at that if you weren't here for it, or you need a refresher. You can take a lacrosse ball, you can put it up against the wall, just don't do it where there's chalk, and get that tender spot, and it's self-myofascial release. It's that foam roller. Okay. The foam roller, I'm going to grab it real quick. This is like one of the best tools you guys can purchase. It's real cheap. They're like $20 for What happens with foam roller? What is this foam roller? What does it do? So basically what happens is your muscle fibers go up and down throughout your body. Fascia surrounds your muscle fibers.
Like a sheet, like a saran.
Think of it like saran wrap. It holds it all together. Sometimes that saran wrap is too tight and it doesn't let your muscles glide smoothly. You ever hear those people, or maybe you are one of those people, you stretch and stretch and stretch, and it's like, I'm still tight. My hamstrings are always tight. I can't get looser. I did yoga. I did this. I did that. And it doesn't make a difference. You can stretch the muscles as much as you like, but if the fascia is too tight, it doesn't matter. It won't hold. Because that fascia is so tight, holds everything in place, you have smooth gliding, and you don't have that relaxation of the fibers. What this does is it compresses the surface between the fascia and the muscle, and it will break up those adhesions. It'll break it apart.
So it's like scar tissue on the side of the body.
Garlic. Think about garlic. It has that skin on the outside, right? It sucks to get it off. They have garlic rollers. Roll it out. Garlic comes right out. Oh my God, it's awesome. It's the same thing. Okay? You use it all. You can use it almost all over your body. Okay? You're going and compressing over. So I'll demo one real quick. We'll talk about what we'd like you guys to hold and do. I'm going to get my right quad.
He's crossing his leg over, so he's giving enough pressure on that right leg, and he's going to roll up and down. When he gets to a sore tender spot, and they're sore, he's going to hold for between 20 and 30 seconds.
So I'm holding my tender spot. Just going to hang out here.
And that's
you might cry, you might scream.
You want, at that point, you don't want to contract and fight it. You want to like let your muscle kind of relax. Go with it. Let it get it in. Okay? I know you're like, it's going to hurt.
Not only will that break up the adhesions, but it's going to create ischemia, a lack of blood flow.
You got to roll in both directions. You can't just roll up the muscle. You have to roll up and down.
You have to roll up and down. That ischemia, that lack of blood flow, what it will do when we stop and get off, it's going to surge all this new blood flow into the area. It's going to clear out all the gunk, and it's going to bring fresh nutrients to the area to help the healing process, to help aid in the healing
Blood
process.
flow is what gets nutrients in and out. You don't have that blood flow. So now you're having excessive blood flow. So now it's going to pull all that garbage out. Put all of this on there. It's good.
Foam rolling works well before and after. If you have a trouble area, you have a shoulder that bothers you a little more, a knee, an ankle, a hip. Foam rolling, along with dynamic warm-up and a little bit of stretching, is an excellent combination of tools to help you.
And no, it's because whenever if you're squatting, say your hips are really bothering you, you're squatting, and there's like 3 of you in a group, if on the side, as long as it's safety is okay, if you're rolling, I'm not going to get mad at you during that strength portion. I mean, we want you guys to feel good and succeed.
Now, with the stretching, people always have to bring with that stretching. There's a couple other types of stretching that are very beneficial. Passive muscular facilitation, and PMF stretching works out really well. We'll demonstrate a couple examples of that. It works awesome for people who have tight adductors, but it's not going to be as easy for you guys to see. So what we're going to do is just demo it with another area of the body. We're going to do it with Jen's hamstrings. So Jen's going to lay on the ground, her feet are going to be facing down towards me. She's going to flip over onto her back. So we're going to stretch out her hamstrings.
I'm sorry.
So what happens here is you kind of need a partner or you need a band. We have bands. Jake, can you just run grab it with bands? So I'll show you how to do it with a band, and I'll show you how to do it with a partner. When you're doing this, what we're doing is fatiguing the muscle so that it will stretch more and it will relax more. Okay? So we'll do it with the partner first, maybe, and then we'll do the band. So we're gonna stretch her hamstring. I'm gonna ask her to keep it relaxed. We're gonna find it where it stretches. Are you feeling the stretch there? A little bit? A little more there? Okay. So, as an example, we'll just make sure we're doing it right with the hamstring. Jen's knee is straight. If I want to make it worse, I can point her toe. She doesn't like that. It's uncomfortable. So, I'm down here. This is my stretch. I have this supported. I have her knee supported. So I'm making sure that there's no pain. From this position, we have a good stretch. We're going to hold for about 10-15 seconds. Then I'm going to ask Jen to push her heel into me with roughly 10 to 20% of her strength. So Jen, I'm going to say push into me. I'm going to make sure that Jen continues to breathe so that she's not holding her breath. And I want you to keep pushing, keep breathing, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. I'm counting in my head while this is going on. I'm going to say, Jen, I want you to take a nice deep breath in. Breathe all the way out and relax. And now, I already got further. You guys saw that get further. So now we're going to do this 2 more times. I'm going to have Jen push in 10 to 20%. If they're a little aggressive, I'm going to say just back off a little bit. Or if they're not pushing that much, I'm going to ask them to push just a little bit more. Keep pushing, keep breathing. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Breathe in. And all the way out, relax. And then you come even more further. And we're going to do 1 more. And we're going to push. Keep breathing. Breathe, 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 breathe. Deep breath in. All the way out. And you can see that muscle's relaxed significantly in that period of time. Okay? Then, doing fatiguing the muscle so it's not resisting just because of its strength. Now with the band, Jen would wrap it around her left foot, so we're going to give her even. So now, she has her stretch. She's all by herself. She needs to push this way just a little bit. There's not a tremendous force against it. The band is only so heavy and so strong. 10 to 20%. What that means is you still can breathe. You're not killing yourself. And then she pulls in, and she can pull in that band a little bit more every time. And that's what we can do on pretty much any stretch. It works fantastically. It does phenomenal things in terms of increasing your mobility. Okay, so it's an excellent tool to use. If you're not sure if a certain stretch will work for you or how to do it with a certain muscle group, either ask Jen or I, or look up enough stretching for a specific muscle
You
group.
have a partner, it's better. It is better with a partner.
But say you're at home and you're going for a run, you can pick up some bands. You can use TheraBands. These are jump stretch bands. They work great. Every basic big fitness place sells them. You can give it to chills. You're probably buying the mix. Rogue, Light Size RX, Again Faster, Hammerhead Fitness. They all have them. Get some. Use them. Make them your tools. Okay? Then on top of that, there's all the mobility drills that you guys can do and utilize. Okay? Use those things. That's what your warm up and cool down should entail. It shouldn't be this. Every time it says 11:59. All right. Let's go. And then you finish your workout. See you later, guys. That's not it. You're missing a big part. If you can't get here, get it. You can't get here.
They're like, man, I got it so bad. I'm like the biggest offender because I'm rushing around and I skip this stuff and I'm paying for it. I hurt it. I should be doing it. I know. So if your body's hurt, ask yourself, am I doing everything I need to
The
do?
workouts are great, but the end caps on those workouts are really important. It holds your ball
Even
together.
if it's 5 minutes, it can be useful 5 minutes. I know you guys don't have 30 minutes before, 30 minutes after, hang out here for 3 hours, but
Some
you can do some before. Some of you could spend 30 minutes before and after, but give yourself 5 to 10.
Those are, I think these are some good tools to help you guys. Things to use, to utilize. We should see more of this happening. If you're not doing it, or if you're not sure how to do it, feel free to ask. Okay? Okay, Leo?
Well, that education does not ask us questions.
Those papers on the wall are really expensive to have.
And if we don't know, we'll find out. And I have no problem saying I don't know. I don't know.
Calorie refreshers. A couple weeks left in the calorie challenge.
How are you?
Who fell off the wagon a little bit? Anybody? You alert?
Okay.
Been working 2 days.
1 or 2 days. What holidays do we have? We have Easter.
Yeah.
We have Dingus Day. What else do we have?
Cinco de
So
Mayo.
people will fall off the wagon. Now, what we're hoping that happens after the Calorie Challenge is that Calorie Challenge doesn't end, and then you're like, I'm going to Burger King, Jim's Steakout, I'm going to go to Mighty Taco, I'm going to go to Ziggy's, I'm going to go to X, Y, and Z, and I'm going to spend 3 days in bed. Okay? Don't waste all of that hard work. You guys have done tremendous things, whether you realize it or not.
Don't
Okay?
waste it.
Don't waste it. And you're not going to see the full improvements until we do the workout afterwards. So you're going to see some weight changes, some body changes, but then you're going to do the workout and you're going to be like, holy S. You guys are going to be pleasantly surprised.
I mean, you guys just be like, man, I only ate 65 pounds on there. Like, only clean 120 today. I'm like,
So,
guys, it's good. Like,
to refresh paleo, vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds, fish, eggs, water. If it doesn't fall under that list, it's not paleo. Okay? Don't eat it. It's that easy. I understand cravings. I get cravings. Jen gets cravings. Everyone gets cravings. It never goes away. It's like being an addict. You're addicted to food. You're addicted specifically to sugar. Okay?
someone told me today, I just need to eat M&M's. I mean, I love them. And I was like, she's like, chocolate is just so good. And I go, oh, that's cool. You're not addicted to chocolate. You're addicted to sugar. And she's like, whoa. Yeah, you're right. And then it's just like, people think that it's the sugar. That's the addiction.
But we do know that cravings of chocolate could be a likelihood of a magnesium deficiency. Usually, foods you crave, there is some type of correlation to some type of nutrient deficiency. I crave salty foods all the time. You're probably dehydrated. If you drink, or if you have salt, every molecule of salt brings in a molecule of water. Your body's trying to tell you something. You're deficient in certain nutrients.
You want to eat greasy, salty food. You're dehydrated. That's fine. So there's a method also behind that.
Craving breads, that's just sugar. There's no nutrient deficiency that you get from bread. Okay?
That was your brain nutrient.
Make sure you're eating 50% of your diet is vegetables. Vegetables.
If you're not getting them,
Okay.
make an effort to get them. That's it. You gotta tell yourself, all right, today, I'm gonna get X, Y, and Z. Just like your workout goals, you have to have food goals.
And don't say, I'm going to do it at the end of the day, but right now I'm eating all my fruit.
It's
Don't do that. Don't do that. Because at the end of the day, you're like, oh, I didn't eat any vegetables. I had 14 pieces of fruit. Okay? Don't do that. This is also, like Jen said, it's the time of the year. CSAs, farmers markets,
There's a
blowing
farmer's
up.
market literally down the street around, that way, down the street around.
Payne and Robinson.
Go.
It's 3 days a week, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday.
Go get
There's
it.
one at UB South Campus. There's one on
Pick
Bidwell and Elmwood. There are one on East Spring and Main Street in Williamsville. And there's a multitude of others that we don't even know about.
So you can get it. And it's cheaper that way. So go seek it out. You want to complain about the price of fruits and vegetables? Seek an alternative solution.
I'm pretty sure you guys don't complain about the price of drinks at bars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nothing
no.
about those, but then you're like, man.
Oh, it's $7 for my mojito. I'll take 4. Oh, it's $3 for these apples? Come on.
Maybe next week.
Use your money wisely. Back on the belly. Make sure that you guys are doing 50% vegetables, 20% protein, 15% fruits, 15% nuts and seeds. Not 85% meat, 12% nuts,
All I eat is
3% fruit, 2% veggies. What? Come on, guys. Use your common sense. Don't make it into what it is I like to eat. Okay? I do a little paleo, I do a little zone, I do a little South Beach, I do a little Atkins, I do a little Weight Watchers. So all you're doing is eating what you like to eat.
Yeah.
Okay? It's
Find
not
the
called.
diet that you eat more.
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle, guys.
Okay? Don't ruin your progress. Stay on track. When you're like, oh, I have to eat this, I'm going to a party. Hey, tomorrow's Mother's Day, I have to eat this. No, you don't have to eat it. You just don't want to deal with the bullshit of other people being like, why aren't you eating cake?
Dennis doesn't eat cake. He's on that.
Eventually they give up. They don't even care. Okay? They don't. They'll just stop asking.
They want you to give it.
They want you to give in because it makes them feel better about their choices. We say it all the time. People only want you to do bad things because they think you're judging them by not doing it.
He doesn't drink. People will be like, yeah. Just want to have a beer? Just want. It's like peer pressure. Like, the guy is 28 years old. Like, 29 years old. He's not interested in drinking. So just leave him alone at this point. You know
But
what I mean?
people think that you're judging them.
Sorry.
We're not. We're not judging you. No, you're not judging other people. You're doing it for yourself. You're
You
self-motivated
might
to
be
become
judging their
better.
cards, but that's just like inside. So it's fine. You're judging their cards at the
We
supermarket.
judge cards from the supermarket all the time because it's like.
But people judge mine. I put all my stuff up on the belt. It looks like a tourist out there. What are you buying? And this guy goes, oh man, can I eat at your house? I'm like, you're allowed. You eat at my house. It's fine. So, it's okay.
So keep those things in mind. Stay the course. This is not the biggest loser. It's not let's see how much weight we can lose in X number of weeks. It's a lifestyle change. Okay? Look at the biggest loser. Things you don't know about the biggest loser. They work out 6 to 8 hours a day. Maybe some of you know that. They eat like crap. Just 5 calorie go, it's so good. Oh my god. All my cravings are gone. They are on a severely restricted calorie diet. We could lock you guys up here if you wanted to do our own biggest loser. We can work out 6 to 8 hours a day. Lock you up here. Can't leave the biggest loser campus. 1 day a week, you're allowed to go do whatever you want. You guys didn't know that they can do that? 1 day a week, they go eat whatever they want. You didn't know that? Their weigh-ins are 2 weeks apart. Their weekly weigh-ins are 2 weeks apart. Weekly weigh-ins are 2 weeks apart. Didn't know that? Did you know that within a month of the show ending, most people gain back 20% of their body weight? Why? Because they're on diuretics and dehydrated. All it is weight loss. You guys want to go on a weight loss diet, start doing heroin.
Right? Skinny.
Okay? That's a weight loss diet. It's not safe. It's not safe. They don't do well after the show. There's like one person who's still fit because they work for the freaking company. Their job is to look good. How many of them gained all the weight back? A lot. How many have gained more of the weight back? A lot. Why? Because they did it in unrealistic expectation over a short period of time in unrealistic setting. No one has the ability to not work ever again and work out 8 hours a day.
For those of
That's
you,
called a movie star.
for those of you who did the last challenge and maybe put on a couple pounds in the last challenge, the first challenge, or they have eaten healthy in the past and now they're doing this challenge, ask yourself why you went back to eating not as good in between and make a change this time. Make it a lifestyle change. And say, okay, last time I did X, Y, and Z. I don't want to get to that point again. I want to keep the changes I made. Just because there's a contest doesn't mean that this is the rest of your life. Make that your contest. Instead of just saying, well, 60 days I gotta be good, and then I'm gonna go back and do all the stuff they got on there in the first place. That's not what we want. We want to make a little change that you're doing in 4 hours.
You shouldn't need a contest. to eat
Sometimes
healthy.
you need it to get yourself motivated and started.
Exactly.
But once you're there, you shouldn't need it.
Everyone needs a little kick in the pants sometimes. That's what we're here to provide. But stay in the course. You guys, no one's had like, oh my god, I'm stronger, faster, and lighter. I need to go eat pizza now.
That's a little down. You might have a little bit of a challenge.
Okay, so questions. If you guys have topics that you would like us to discuss or go over during this period of time, please let us know. Okay? We would always love to make sure that we're giving you guys information that you want and not just information that we think you need.
You don't want to waste your time.
We don't want to waste your time. Over the next couple of weeks, there's a lot of stuff going on. Next weekend, Jen won't be here. She's getting CrossFit Kids certification. The following weekend, I believe, is the Buffalo Marathon. Is that the next weekend?
Yeah.
So, if you guys aren't participating in the marathon, you can participate in the half. You can participate in the relays, a group of 4 people, or you can watch and cheer on athletes. If you are participating, support your colors. Okay? Show some love.
We're going to do the half.
On the weekend of June 2nd and 3rd, every single one of our coaches is going to a seminar, either CrossFit or Olympic lifting. So we won't unfortunately be having any classes. No coaches are available. They're all gone. I will put workouts up on the board for you guys to do on the website on Saturday and Sunday.
And we probably will do a Friday workout.
And we'll do a special Friday night workout, okay? What else is going on in June? Saturday in June, Jen and I are going to strongman certification. A Sunday in June, we're doing the Toronto Spartan Sprint. Some of you guys are doing that with us. July Go Ruck Challenge is coming up.